Hi everyone. First before I start, I want to say my name is Alyssa, and I am super excited to be able to share this lesson with you guys. As that was my fridge that made that noise. Okay, so sorry. Today we are going to be reading on Genesis 26 and 27. So just before I even get into it, I did read a little bit into 26 and 27 because it was a little more description to it, and I didn't want to go into it and not know what I was talking about. So I did read into it a little bit, and not only did I read into the children's Bible, I also went into the actual Bible and read from Genesis 26 and 27 from there as well, so I got a little bit of more of an insight and detail from the actual Bible than I got from the children's Bible. But starting with the children's Bible, it did give me a little bit of a understanding of what I was going to read when I went into 26 and 27 into the actual Bible. So I'm super excited to read this with you guys, and afterwards we can go over what happened. It's kind of interesting and very amazing to me of the way that people were back then and stuff. So let me start reading. So in the children's Bible, they actually don't have 26. So I'm going to read the section from Genesis 26 from the actual Bible, because in the children's Bible, they don't actually have Genesis 26. Genesis 25 and 26. Okay, so it says, before I even go into it, in the last video, we learned about how Isaac and Rebekah had twin sons, and God had told Rebekah, I know that Isaac can't give you two sons, so I'm going to respond to his prayers, and I'm going to make you pregnant. And he had told Rebekah, he said, the sons you are having are going to be of two nations, and your older son is going to serve your younger son. And the older son was Esau, and the younger son was Jacob. They ended up, Esau was very hairy and red. That's why they called him Esau. And the younger son was Jacob. He was smooth-skinned, and that's how they described them. So we read on Esau sells his birthright. It says, as the boys grew up, Esau became a skillful hunter. He was an outdoorsman. But Jacob had a quiet temperament, preferring to stay at home. Isaac loved Esau because he enjoyed eating the wild game Esau brought home, but Rebekah loved Jacob. So what we found out is that, in any family I've seen, no matter what, there's favoritism somewhere. And from the Bible, we see that Isaac favoritized Esau, and Rebekah, the mother, had favoritism over Jacob. So we see that in the Bible. It was one day when Jacob was cooking some stew. Esau arrived home from the wilderness, exhausted and hungry. Esau said to Jacob, I'm starved. Give me some of that red stew. Also giving him the name Edom, which means red. So Esau was also named Edom. All right, Jacob replied, but treat me your rights as the firstborn son. Now, mind you, if you remember going backwards, God did tell Rebekah the older son was going to serve the younger son. So Jacob was saying to give him his birthrights as the firstborn. So because Esau was starved and hungry, he gave Jacob his firstborn rights. Then Jacob gave Esau some bread and lentil stew. Esau ate the meal, then got up and left. He showed contempt as his rights as the firstborn. So in Genesis 25 and 26, Useu gave up his firstborn rights to his younger brother Jacob, the younger twin. They're twins. And now we go into Genesis 27, where we read about Jacob's blessing. Jacob's blessing. We'll just go into it. I'll read from the Children's Bible now. So, Genesis 27. When Isaac was an old man, he could not see very well. He called for his firstborn son, Useu. Bring me my favorite dinner, then I will give you God's blessing. I will make a special meal for you, said Useu. Then he hunted for some meat to cook. Isaac's wife Rebekah wanted Jacob to get God's blessing. So while Useu was hunting, she told Jacob her plan. She made Isaac's dinner, then she tied goat skins around Jacob's arms. Jacob took the meal to his father. After dinner, Isaac reached out to bless him. Isaac thought Jacob was Useu, so he gave Jacob his blessing. When Useu returned, he found out what had happened. Useu was very angry. He wanted to hurt Jacob. Rebekah asked Isaac to send Jacob to his uncle Laban's house. So, in Genesis 27, what we learn is that Isaac was supposed to bless Useu with God's blessing. He told him to go out and hunt for game and make him a special meal. And when he came back, he was going to bless him with God's blessing. Now, Rebekah overheard this, so this was Isaac's wife and Jacob and Useu's mother. She overheard Isaac say to Useu, go out and hunt me my food, bring it back and prepare it for me, and I will give you the blessing. Rebekah overheard this and told Jacob, go out, go get the goat skin, go get 2 goats for me, I'll prepare the meal, and I want you to get Useu's blessing. Jacob at first was kind of like questioning it because he didn't want his blind father Isaac to realize that it was Jacob, and instead of bless him, curse him. So he said, but mother, how can I pass off as Useu? He's very hairy and I'm not. What if father touches me and he realizes that I'm not Useu and I'm Jacob? So Rebekah, the mother, went out and put the goat skin over his arms and his neck. So when Isaac touched him, it felt like Useu. Now, it sounded like Jacob, but it felt like Useu, and it smelled like Useu, so because he was wearing his clothes. So he felt that he was giving the blessing to Useu, not Jacob. So the blessing that he blessed Jacob with was, from dew of heaven and the richness of the earth, may God always give you the abundant harvest of grain and bountiful new wine. May many nations become your servants, and may they bow down to you. May you be the master of your brothers, and may your mother's sons bow down to you. All who curse you will be cursed, and all who bless you will be blessed. So that was the blessing that was supposed to be for Useu, but he gave it to Jacob instead. Now at this point, Useu came back looking for the blessing from his father. When Isaac realized that he had given it to Jacob, he couldn't give it to Useu because he had already given it to Jacob. So the blessing, or what he had told Useu, was, You will live away from the richness of the earth and away from the dew of the heaven above. You will live by your sword, and you will serve your brother. But when you decide to break free, you will shake his yoke from your neck. So, as sad as it was, Useu was supposed to get that blessing, but instead Jacob did. And then after that, Jacob fled and went to live with Rebekah's brother Laban in his town. So that is what Genesis 26 and 27 are about. And to me, it's raining outside. It's kind of sad. Creepy. I don't know. For me, rain is like a toss, it's nice and sweet and it's of God, but to me it's kind of wet and damp and anyways. So it makes it just look dark. It's not even 5 yet, and it's looks all dark. All my windows are open, and yet it still looks dark. Anyways, we learned from Genesis 26 and 27 that the twin brothers, Esau gave up his firstborn birthrights to Jacob for food, and Isaac gave Esau's blessing to Jacob because he thought that Jacob was Esau, because Rebekah told Jacob to take the blessing from Esau, and Isaac was blind, so he didn't know who was who. So yeah, that is what we learned from Genesis 26 and 27. I love to read on this stuff. It makes me, I feel more aware. I feel like when I pray now that it actually, I'm strong when it comes to praying. I love to pray. I talk to God all the time. So if you guys ever need a prayer, I would be more than welcome and happy to pray for you guys. So if you want to keep coming back to learn, I love to learn with you guys. It's amazing. I feel great. So you want to always come back to learn with me, guys. And I will talk to you guys later. I'll see you later. Bye.